Hi. Well, as I'm making this video, the fourth round of the Shamkir Chess tournament, the Gashimov Memorial, is being played. 2 games have finished and they finished in a draw. And unfortunately, that has been the trend so far in this tournament. I wanted to cover it more. I did the first round game between Mamedov and Carlsen, but since then it's just been a medley of boring draws. Very few interesting games, unfortunately, but hopefully that will change. So let's hope that the remaining rounds are interesting, and let's make this like a medley of what has gone on. We'll start in the first round. It's Navarra against Mamedov. What to do? Black to move. Material roughly equal. Queen and a pawn for 2 rooks, so what to do? Rook f3 check. King d2, rook f2. Maybe rook e5 coming, winning the knight, so let's attack the rook. Threefold repetition, of course. So this is what they've been doing more or less, because we have a 40 move rule. You have to reach move 40 to offer a draw. So we have a lot of quote-unquote shit repetitions to circumvent the 40 move rule. Let's find another example. This is from Ding Liren against Wojtacek. This was the first round, and this was actually one of the more interesting games, and one of the few I've actually considered making a video about. Ding Liren was winning, but he missed his chance, and Wojtacek defended nicely and managed to cook up a perpetual by giving up his pawns here. And yeah, it wasn't really a threefold repetition. Oh, okay, 2 times queen b2, king e2, and yeah, queen b2 next will be a threefold repetition. So yeah, another threefold repetition. But they obviously reached move 40, so they didn't have to. But queen b2 next is a threefold repetition. Again, the first round, and now we have Anish Giri with white against Sergei Karyakin. If we can count on anybody to find a threefold repetition and sniff it out, it's Anish Giri, and he plays queen f4 check. Now what to do here for black? King a8, no, queen d6, okay, yeah. Keep the open d file. Queen e3, what to do? Queen d4, offer a trade, no trade for you. Oh, let's trade, no trade. Okay, maybe draw. Okay, but okay. Draw, threefold repetition. Fair enough. Let's find something interesting. Still the first round, Topolov, Rachepov. They can find something interesting, like, yeah, rook g7, attacking the pawn. Let's defend it. Okay, check. King e6. Okay, let's attack the pawn. Yeah, let's defend it. I'll check. Okay, maybe draw. Okay, maybe draw. Okay, let's draw. Okay, thank you. Good night. Okay, let's move on to the second round. This was very exciting stuff. Magnus Carlsen against David Navarra. Okay, next one. Ding against Karyakin. Ding with white. We're on move 23. We haven't reached move 40, so we can't offer a draw. What to do? Maybe king f8. Okay, I'll threaten to give you a check. Okay, I block it. And I'll give you a check. Okay. And I threaten to give you a check. No. But okay. Threefold repetition. 1, 2, 3. Okay, draw. Yes. Okay. Very good. Still in round 2. Rachepov against Mamedov. Well, they're both from Azerbaijan. This was more of a classical threefold repetition. You know, check, attack the pawn. You can't really defend it. King here, then Czechoslovakia. So you have to go to g8, defend the pawn, but check, attack the pawn, and check. And okay, but okay, threefold repetition. Okay, but okay, it's draw. Yes, it's draw. Topolov against Giri. This was actually an interesting game. Topolov won the exchange, but lost it to a nice trick by Giri, so he defended nicely. And here, okay, we're on move 47, so they didn't have to find the threefold repetition. So after queen d8, king h7, queen d3, Topalov could actually offer a draw because it's move 49. But obviously he's going to give a threefold repetition if that was not the case. So let's call it the threefold repetition. Wojtaszek against Shamkir, closing the second round. Boring endgame. Everything is equal material. Knight a2 by Mamedov. Wojtaszek found rook a2. If takes on c3, we have attack here, which would secure the draw. So the knight goes back. Rook back to the d1. Knight a2. This was actually a fairly interesting threefold repetition. Just kidding. So yeah, another threefold repetition and a draw. So now we're moving on to round number 3. Carlsen doesn't like threefold repetitions. He likes naked kings. At least he tries, but no chance. Navarra against Wojtaszek. 22 moves. What to do? Bishop a6. You can put the rook on c7 or c6. Let's put it on c6 so we can attack it. And let's not put it on c7 because on c8 he can attack it again. Let's not put it on c7 because on c6 he can find a shit threefold repetition and we can go to the bar, you know. Good draw. Mamedov against Karakin. Okay, we're on move 34. Oh, we have to play 6 moves or find the repetition. It's easy to find the repetition. White to move. Okay, I can take on f4 and just play some random shit moves and make move 40. No, I can. King a2. He can give me a check. Sergey, come on, give me a check. Oh, thank you. Yes, yeah, king. Okay, put the queen back where it was. Yes, and give me another check. Thank you. Thank you. Now we can go have cookies and make a draw. Thank you. Come on. Still in round 3. Anis Giri against Teimur Rajabov. Anis just took on e3. Well, this is a dead draw. And they would shake it. Move 37. Make some shit moves. Well, why don't we make threefold repetition while we're making the shit moves? Actually move 40, but we have a threefold repetition. Well done, guys. That's like a double draw. They made move 40 and a threefold repetition, so kudos. Very well done indeed. Yet another threefold repetition in Dingliren against Topalov. But in Topalov's defense, it was an interesting game. He should have maybe won against Giri in the second round. And then in the third round he played a really interesting game, missed a win. And yeah, maybe I'll do a video, I don't know. It was interesting because at some point he was threatening some kind of knight for short king march, but it doesn't work. And yeah, this piece is just completely dead, so white can't do anything with the extra piece. But in the end, black can't make any progress, so what to do? Threefold repetition, of course. It's a draw, okay. Fair enough. Let's see what we have so far in the fourth round. Hopefully things will start to liven up. Rajabov against Carlsen, round 4. So, well, Carlsen drew all his games, as everybody has, so after 3 rounds we had everybody in first and everybody in last. So Carlsen must be trying to do something against Rajabov, his old nemesis. Bishop to b4. Okay, rook f1. Let's go back. Rook, this really happened. So Carlsen obviously didn't want a long day at the office. Maybe there's some football game going on today, I don't know. But yeah, threefold repetition, move 19, and a draw. And finally, the last game that has finished in the fourth round while I'm recording this is Karakin against Navarra. which was actually okay. You know, 3 pawns versus a piece, but black can't make any progress, so we had another threefold repetition with the kings. White has to block the king from entering. So king e3 and threefold repetition. So yeah, that's the threefold repetition medley. Unfortunately, not very interesting so far, but it looks like we might have potentially a decisive result in the 4th round. I thought Ding had an interesting position against Giri, but could maybe win there, and well, it's probably going to end in a draw. And Topalov Mamedyarov currently was pretty imbalanced, a piece for like 2 or 3 pawns, so I'm optimistic we can get a decisive result and maybe start adding some interesting games to look at. And I hope to see you with interesting games from Shamkir. But for now, we're up to date on this tournament, which hasn't been off to the best of starts so far. But yeah, hopefully we'll see you in the future with a Shamkir game, decisive one. Bye bye.